Alright, welcome back. Anyway, today we are yet again here and we are going to take a journey from Chikumi onto Kampala, into Kampala. And today is the 24th December, so I want to show you how the city is looking like on the eve of Christmas. And as usual, we usually start our journey from here, and this area is Chikumi. This is how it's looking like. And the road is Muganza-Wongera Road, which many of you by now may be knowing marks the boundary between the formal educational establishment and the informal enterprise of Chikumi. Now, Muganza-Wongera is a road that is named after a relatively local. And today I want to first take a walk and then take a motorcycle ride. He tried stopping me, but I am not planning to take the ride right now. So let me walk for a brief moment along this stretch of Muganza-Wongera Road. And I think this is actually where it begins from, but where you see the wall, that's the perimeter wall of Makerere University. And behind it, around this section, is the Impis Makerere rugby ground. And in the distance, this slopes to meet Bombo Road, and past Bombo Road you can see the hill of Mulago and the suburbs of Mulago. Chikumi also is purely a student-driven economy, so you'll find that most of the shops here most of the businesses here are students' hostels that you can see in the distance, and then of course typical things that students would need in their accommodation: mirrors, buckets, jerry cans, cleaning stuff generally. And we are delighted that we will tell you that this area, whose name is a bit interesting, and it's something that came to be in the 90s. As mentioned before, the area was named after the 100 shilling meals that students used to buy here in the 90s. So we are going to start our ride from the legendary intersection of Chikumi and Bombo Road, basically the gateway to the ivory tower of Makerere and the real world hustle of Kampala. And for now, you will not see a lot of students because it's holiday time. Basically, it's Christmas Eve. And let me take you to Kampala, show you what you might be in for. And just to give you a general picture of Kampala's atmosphere during this period. And if you see the shiny buildings into the distance, that is actually Katanga slum, and a lot of you might have heard of it. But lately, it is adjusting slowly as people are reaching out to the communities of Katanga. And it's very surprisingly interesting that there's still movement within Kampala streets. Ideally, a lot of people would be traveling to the villages for Christmas. More of Makerere University perimeter wall, which is really kind of outstanding. I like the fact that trees are being planted around its boundaries, and that is, I think, helpful to the life that is the nature in Uganda. Potted plants, really beautiful, some of these. Anyway, we are soon meeting Bombo Road, and actually this is Bombo Road. You'll be surprised that this is one of the first roads in Uganda, basically one of the radial roads radiating from the city and taking you to Bombo as far as northern Uganda. And this is where Muganza-Wongera Road, which was built in 2019, kind of meets Bombo Road from around here. And in the distance is where the city center will be. So we are going to cross this road and embark on a motorcycle ride along this road, and I have to cross the streets. And right now, a lot of motorcycles, because most of the taxis have actually gone away into the villages because it's more profitable to take people to the villages, and transport almost tripling, if not quadrupling. Anyway, let me take this moment to find a motorcycle ride and see, due to scarcity of passengers, whether anyone will be willing to take me for 1,000 shillings. All right. Yeah, a few taxis still do exist. Probably those are the ones who. Alright, my video kind of cut. Anyway, we are now on Bombo Road, and we are taking a journey into the city center. And yep, so let's ride into town, see how it's looking like on this eve of Christmas. Kampala, right now I think we'll have less and less of foot traffic, but until we reach the city center, I will not be able to tell how it looks like. So let's discover together. So Wandega, as you see, it is mostly run by businesses that are kind of student oriented. So you'll see a lot of hostels, in front of which you'll find pharmacies and some shops that sell things that are most likely to be bought by campus students. Mirembe Maria, that was a building that has come up recently. And come with me on this journey as I give you a little history of this road. It is an interesting road and one of the oldest roads of the city. So I think it comes alive when you reach trading centers. And we are going to be approaching one of the traffic lights. Which is in the distance. Oh, this is Equity Bank, and this is, I think, Junju Road, heading to the Makerere Western Gate. Sorry, it's the small gate at Wandega. A lot of buildings, Orange Inn. So there's a lot of business revolving around accommodation and stuff that people in accommodation would need in these places, such as food stuff and many of the kind. Anyway, for now, we are walking into the city, and this is one of the traffic light where Bombo Road meets Haji Musakasule Road, right there, and then the busy students food hub, Wandega Symphony of Motorcycles at this junction gives you a glimpse of what the city has in terms of transportation. If you want to get places, motorcycle taxis are the best way to go about it. And this is the Wandega Police Central Station. YMCA is basically an institution that lately has been transitioned into a university. And this is a stretch of Bombo Road that takes you into the city. And in the distance, we shall actually meet Watoto Church, where I think I will disembark and take you on a walking tour of the city. Anyway, come with me and then enjoy the scenes of Kampala, Uganda on this 24th of December 2025. A lot of motorcycles today. Anyway, on any other normal day, you'll actually have motorcycles, but today there's unusually less vehicles because the majority, I think, have headed into the city to have a moment with their distant relatives. So Christmas in the village in Uganda is the thing. To the point that much as we are in a political season, I'm seeing almost close to no political activity. You will have to be reminded that Uganda is going to have its presidential elections generally on the 5th January. This Bombo Road is a very interesting place, more infrastructure that will slope and take you to Wachseka Market, as the teacher's house, and Novik Hospital. It also has a beautiful history. The structure is a 1954 building, and we have this is Batiba. I think a mispronunciation of Bativale. Look at the Ugandan sunset. It's actually 6 p.m. Jeliza Hotel is one of also the other sites that you may actually be able to see. So we're soon approaching the end of Bombo Road, and it has a bit of more of the older infrastructure. Some of the buildings as old as 1940 something. Anyway, at the end of Bombo Road, you'll find that we are meet Watoto Church. So Jakuna won't take her. That's meaning anywhere to place me. So for now, let me pay. Man. So now I am on the street, and what better place to start Kampala walking tour than show you the beginning of Kampala Road, or more or less the end of Kampala Road, where it kind of meets Bombo Road, the start of Bombo Road. This is the route into northern Uganda. It's a highway, and I am going into that distance to show you how the city is looking like today. Come with me on this walk. This is actually Watoto Church, well decorated. I think tomorrow they will have a service to celebrate Christmas, a representative day of the date on which Christ was born. And because we are taking a walking tour, let me just take you through this resting point, which was built by Jennifer Musisi in an bid to put points in the city where people can sit and relax. All right, a lot of people, I think, relaxing right here, and I'm going to start my journey. And by the way, I have already started Kampala Road, and this is one of the fountains that were constructed with Musisi in a bid of kind of fortifying the city. And this Kampala Road meets Chagwe Road in the distance. I think I want to show you more of this fountain, and probably from the fountain just stand and show you something. It's decorated yellow. I think the president is going to, so that's Chagwe Road, and it slopes in that direction, so I'm going to take that direction. This is Kampala Road into the distance, and it takes you to Jinja Road and Nakawa and all the way to Eastern Uganda. I'll show it to you some other day, so hit the subscribe button on the channel in case you want to know that. Anyway, now I'm going to take on Chagwe Road, but before I take on Chagwe Road, let me just give you more of this action of Kampala Road going into the distance. Now that I showed you Watoto, I think I want to show you the history of this church. The building was originally Norman Cinema, built in 1940s by Indian business Norman Godinho. It was purchased in 1984 by Gary Skinner, the start of Kampala Pentecostal Church, which has now been renamed Watoto Church. It has hosted a lot of political conferences where Milton Obote was elected unopposed as the UPC presidential candidate. So now, in the distance, you will see Equatorial Mall, and I think Equatorial Mall once was Equatorial Hotel. Okay, so thank you for being with me on this journey. Equatorial Hotel was one of the oldest luxury hotels in the city and was converted into a shopping mall in the 2000s to meet the demand of commercial spaces. And anyway, let's join Chagwe Road. Most of these roads kind of have a historical significance, and you will be surprised that Chagwe could be somewhere of significance. But anyway, this road will take us to Chiseka Market if you slope with it very well. Chiseka Market is basically a market that sells auto parts in the city. Anyway, let's slope on this Chagwe Road and see what we have to say about this. And it's a tropical complex. Numak Tower. That building was demolished and reconstructed in the very recent past along this Chagwe Road. So this Chagwe Road will meet William Street, and then in the distance is going to meet Nachivubo Road. I'm actually surprised that on the 24th of December, just the eve of Christmas, there's still a lot of action. I think this is last minute shopping, some of which are going to take this stuff into the villages, some simply to use it, or some of these are actually just businessmen who came to kind of pick up the little bits of coin. It's kind of interesting. Now this journey is going to take us through the new taxi park, then the old taxi park. So what you see right here is basically Chagwe Road intersecting with William Road. That William Road goes into the distance to again meet Bombo Road around Bativa space. Anyway, let's look. Now at this segment you'll find a lot of music equipment shops. So if you're a church and you really want to buy things, this is the area to find music instruments, from guitars, speakers, generators, all of those kind of things, amplifiers. This is the segment. So just ask for Chagwe Road or Chiseka Market because it's more well known. And I think let me cross over to give you a better view of the city. And yep, that's how difficult it is when crossing Kampala streets. And I may not be able to move on to Chagwe Road, onto Chiseka Road. But where you see the sunset in the distance, that is the Gaddafi Mosque, basically old Kampala. So I don't know why it's called old Kampala. I don't know whether the city began from that side. But anyway, let me take this moment to just show you Chiseka Street or Chiseka Market. It's named after Dr. Samson Chiseka, who was the vice president and prime minister at some point in Uganda. Yep, negotiating with motorcycles. Kampala, I think, is the city of the most motorcycles in Africa, but then this gives the place a lot of action, which is a bit of interesting. So this is Chiseka Market. So if you needed any kind of spare parts, this is the place to go. Actually, this road curves and will branch to the left to meet Gaddafi Road, and then to the right to still join on to Bombo Road. The street is something that I don't know whether this is actually the Nachivubo Road, but let me just give you the view of the streets. Now, in the early 90s, this area was a swampy field where people kind of sold sugarcane. It became a temporary market in 1994 for traders displaced from the new taxi park, but grew into East Africa's largest hub for auto parts. So Chiseka Market is the heart of Uganda's mechanics. They say if you can't find a spare here, it doesn't exist. It's also historically a hotbed for political activism and demonstration. If you've seen the business rallies protesting taxes, this is the place you might have seen it happen from. And now let's head to the new taxi park. Let's go back onto our Chagwe Road, and let me take a moment to just keep quiet and allow you to enjoy the sounds of the street. So now I'm going to head into the new taxi park. I see a lot of construction still on the Nachivivo channel, which brought a lot of contention in the past. And in this direction, you'll find Namayiba Taxi Park. So let's move Chagwe Road. And I don't know whether this is called Aga Khan Road, but it's kind of... Anyway, let's reach it. But I thought I could get through this structure. Anyway, let me cross. So this is the action in Kampala, just a few days to Christmas. A lot of motorcycle activity. Barely impossible to cross the street. And I think I'm going to just forcefully mingle with them. Thank you. Okay. So let's head in this direction to meet the new taxi park. And while there, I'll tell you a thing or two about last minute village journeys, tight spaces, hawkers, and I need to get to the side of the street where I can walk freely. Jackfruit. Uganda is actually blessed with a lot of food stuff. Now this section that I'm in will stretch into the distance, leaving the new taxi park on its left, and continue to go and meet Namirembe Road. Sorry. I just bumped into someone, so an apology was in place. And some of these areas are kind of reminiscent and boundaries of the old Kampala, new Kampala on this side. Would be buying electrical material at this time, probably they're going to the village. But yeah, small shops, wines and beers, those are in business. Electricals, probably no business for them. And then boxing, people basically recycling boxes for those who may need them as repackaging material. So in any way, Uganda is a great country, because if you've not yet come to Uganda, visit Uganda, hospitable people. But today's video, I'm just showing you the look of Kampala, Uganda on the eve of Christmas. All right. Actually, this is Mackay Road. Mackay Road, not Aga Khan. Mackay Road. It goes to intersect with Namirembe Road. Nyama Choma on the street. Beautiful sight. Garbage guys are not seated. They're keeping the city clean. So Uganda is big on food. And now we are soon approaching the entrance of the new taxi park. This is basically a central infrastructure landmark in downtown Kampala that serves as a primary transit hub for the city's northern and eastern routes. Of course, you'll find a lot of other routes that are not eastern or northern in this area. More of the construction. Anyway, the park underwent a massive 6.3 billion renovation led by the Kampala City Authority to replace its formerly muddy potholed surface with durable tarmac carpet that you see here. And that was between 2012 and 2013. We are in 2025, so this is basically over 12 years ago. That means that lady, whatever infrastructure she touched, was well built to standard and durable. And if you're a civil engineer, I think you have to take some bit of notes from the City Council Authority regarding some of these projects, the Muganzi Awongera Road and now the new taxi park. So let me give you a little more of facts that you need to know about the new taxi park. While it once hosted 600 taxis, the modern redesign optimized the space to accommodate approximately 350 vehicles at a time, shifting towards a drop pick and go model to maintain traffic flow. Besta is strategically located along Mackay Road and is surrounded by major commercial arcades, the very reasons people would want to be in the city. And very impressive, very impressive. these arcades actually can, statistically speaking, have 200,000 daily commuters and all those passing through this area. It is organized unlike most informal stages, and lately you can see that MTN has actually come through to provide signages that tell you where to head in case you're looking for a taxi of where. So this is Kagwempe Stage, Maganjo, Kagoma, Kazo. And MTN actually did a good job putting solar panels on top, I guess, to light those signs even at night so that you cannot get lost. I see Entebbe Stage, that is out of Kampala. Magere Stage, that's within Kampala, where our journey started for Bulova, Bujuko. Yeah, so let me just move around, give you a bit of more of the action in the city. It's not as crowded as I had previously found it, and all right, I think we are still together. Nice recycling of wooden pallets. Those are seats, food, some street vendors. So in case you're in the taxi park and you're traveling and didn't have a meal, some quick snacks you can get along the city, within the park. And yeah, it's drier today than 5 days ago. So this is the eve of Christmas, and I'm in the new taxi park. A lot of infrastructure development happening. I see Elite High School advertising, Nana Center, and if you've heard of the famous Shariako, it's behind this building. But this gentleman Ham has decided to literally take over all the drainage channel, public spaces. I do not know whether these will be considered government projects because it's basically public land he has taken off. Drainage roads are supposed to be public spaces, most of major drainage channels like Nachivubo channel. So all that infrastructure that you see is on Nachivubo channel. I hope they are high-rise structures, extremely high-rise, that there will be no need for breaking them down in the future to take advantage of the land more optimally. So that's the only advantage. Water could pass under the buildings, and buildings on top bringing more business. Yeah, more of the street, more of the stuff you can buy within the city. Grasshoppers, Uganda's favorite delicacy. Nah, I don't like that route. Okay, let me pass through here. This is much better. And much as there's a lot of squeezing, it's I think a better route to use. And this is the new taxi park action. Last minute travels. I think this is to be sent to places. More people. And I can't wait to be out of the park. Really congested. More snacks. Some people are also not serious. So then pilau rice, vegetables, more vegetables. Uganda is a country where you cannot fail to have a meal, whether you're cooking for yourself or you want to buy already cooked food. So let's go into. Now we're about to embark on Namirembe Road, and I think you can see Ham shopping grounds in the distance, and actually behind it is the former Nachivubo Stadium, which Ham decided to redesign, redevelop, and name after himself. Unfortunately, it did not meet the standards of hosting international tournaments by virtue of being in a very crowded, congested area. And you can see the foot traffic, the people, very interesting. Anyway, we go through, because I want to end up in the old taxi park to see you more, show you more of the travels that are happening around here. And a lot of street vending happening right here. It's a beautiful country. So let me find a place for my bag. And yeah, both the new and the old are being sold here. Now this is the old. and the man is selling at 10,000. That's around $3 for used shoes for children, which is a bit absurd. Anyway, we are still on Namirembe Road, and this is the boundary between Ham Shopping Mall and the new taxi park. Okay. Yep. I have never seen this. The man is turning. Okay. Interesting. They call it what? Parallel parking. The motorcycle was parallel parking. Yeah, so more of Namirembe Road. I think we are coming to the end of it, where it should meet Luumu Street. And on the side of Luumu Street is where we shall find the old tax park. More action, more buildings, and more advertising for Elite High School. The school that had a guy in a chopper showing up for prom. Huh. Wow. How does the Son of Man pass these spaces? So there's a lot of squeezing and self. Okay. So, yep. Human traffic. Barely where to step, barely where to pass. A lot of haggling and buying toothbrush. And let's head into this area. I keep asking myself whether this police force is sufficient to handle all the crime that could happen in this area. Anyway, let's move. I think these might be impounded motorcycles engaged in crime of some sort. Anyway, let's move. I hope it's showing all that spot. Oh, sorry. She jumped into this series. This is really bad. Alright. Anyway, I think let me go through. Thank you. Tight spaces. And I think I've been showing you this. Probably I should walk through this arcade just to give you a glimpse of what's happening inside the arcade. Okay, human action. Alright, and by arcade I mean a building that kind of has business going on. And I think very much also saying that not many people are ending up in the shops. This is the arcade, a little bit laid back, and my hope is that I should be able to reach this minus, probably not, but I think I'm moving far off the street. I need to find that this time, and this is mostly the vibe that will be around this area, even another circumstances. So I think all of the action has gone into the street. I make this in regard to where I want to end up. I want to end up in the old taxi park. So by my calculation, I was hoping this will take me on to an arcade. But okay, I'll head. This is an arcade. Where are you? Clothes. I bet most of the people who buy clothes are the people coming to store. Like having reviews on that and stuff. Wow, isn't this winding? I have it here, but it will still take me back to the very street I left, hoping not to overmingle with humans. But anyway, let's head of actually Mukwana Arcade is in front. Skylight Shopping Center, I think that's Chipugo. If I'm not mistaken, either that or the next. Yeah, the next is Chipugo. More human traffic accidents. And okay, so I have sort of zigzagged to kind of confuse whoever wants to follow me and pickpocket me. Alright, but someone was calling me. But yes, yeah, let me just take a moment to. Anyway, let me rejoin. No problem. So, this is a walking tour in Ethiopia of Kampala. I'm trying to look for a detour to get into this arcade right here. So we don't see the road to it. Oh, you are right. Uganda Revenue Authority. They decided to put a container here. I guess it is harder for people to now claim they were unable to file their taxes or help. Or perhaps the motive is to make sure that no one is evading taxes. Let's try to police them. Wow. Let me take this route because I think I will not manage here. And no. That's difficult maneuver. I just have to go in this direction. More footwear being sold, sandals. Who will be buying sandals this Christmas time? And I think I'm going to the villages. So, some people are really struggling through more food stuff. I love mangoes, but I think I'm out of money. So, this is Mukwana Arcade, and I'm going to pass through Mukwana Arcade. And I actually need to deposit some money. Sorry. I think there's a stampede right here. Yes, sorry. I think people are doing sales. I think they want to rob people. That's the. But then also women do not know how to move. So at times they unnecessarily congest spaces. So bags. Okay, I think bags are selling. Bags. Last minute shopping around this part of Kampala Road. Anyway, this is a glimpse of Kampala. Just prior to Christmas 2024, I really need to deposit some money because as of now, that metro is moving with a lot of cash. Is that a question? Oh, God. I wanted to deposit money, but the person had walked away. Should I wait for them? But I really want to improve. Okay, so let's take a journey. Because sunlight is receiving, you have to get a mobile money coin, send the money, and how much check this gentleman who said they were going to not be late. Or the person has gone somewhere and is not going to be late. I don't see. So let me look for some more. Now I have a feeling because this is the business area, they are but nonetheless, let me take you on a tour. This person has really chosen a very poor spot for his street housing. Now I'm looking for a mobile money agent because I need to deposit some money. Let me see if this one can help me. Jebas, ndala kwa deposit ku Airtel. Bobi, card. Boy na mmeka. Ku Centenary Bank. Neanza. Kodi? Taliwo. Okay. Taliwo. All right, so apparently people do not have that kind of money around here. Anyway, let me try this. Jeba. Ka deposit ko Airtel. Nayo yinza obutaba nazo. Every 2M. How much do you have? Completely. Yeah. Where can you recommend? She's not there. Behind. Okay. Like before I reach that story building. Sorry. No, sorry. Okay. Yeah, for some reason they don't have. Okay, let me try to use an agent and see if that helps me. No, they don't have. So let me just head. All right. So more of the streets of Kampala. Anyway, let me head. So I think I've not been helped, so it looks like I'm going to have to deposit very little amounts of money, seeing that no one has that kind of. Jebas, njagala ko kudepositinga ku Airtel. Farata. Okay. So I was counting, that's why I had put the money down. So let me leave you with this picture for now. Kirayo kabasinga tebalina float. Koze kanteekeko bitundu. school fees tezikyasasula school fees abali mu 250 just nagweddemu amaanyi nga ngezezaako ku bantu 5 nga tebalina nedda mbadde nsazeewo ntereko 5 that English saying nti a problem shared is a poem half solved era kusinga tukyogeddeko singa kati ngenda kweyongerayo okuzunga yes kibaye kimazemu amaanyi konze even in a business area balina restrictions ezo kanga nebuuza kati on Kampala Road wenasanga this is a bookshop naye kati buno bubaguddeyo nga business teriyongera kati paka January almost to high school book weebaye kuntaasa kale so I finally managed to get someone to hold it for me. Sorry. So we are back to the street and now I'm heading to the old taxi park. And for now, just leave you with the street view as I try to buy some airtime. Lot of foot traffic, but anyway, since I'm trying to show you the atmosphere of Kampala towards Christmas, I think I have no choice but to mingle with the people. Anyway, this is one arcade, so if you really want to know what happens here, it's basically building a small store fabric. Interesting. Someone said come in front of it. The garden bed is actually beautiful with a lot of curves. Trying to buy some airtime credit right here. And okay, for myself, amount, I think 2,000 is good. And then it has to be for pin. So alright. Anyway, let's exit Mukwana Arcade and that will drop us on the other side, the old taxi park. So I've succeeded in buying airtime. So now I'm on the street. A lot of more human action, and it's really chaotic. There's no better place to actually move. Let me just find myself through wherever I do find space. Now I'm going to simply wiggle through taxis, and we are out of that crowd. There's a lot of action around the old taxi park. That's like between the new taxi park and the old taxi park, as you may have already noticed. So in case you're wondering, this is actually Ben Kiwanuka Street. Should meet Kampala Road. In the distance, we should take you to Entebbe, turn right. And this is the action around the old taxi park. Is your mate? You see right here. And just as I told you, beautiful ladies in Kampala. Anyway, let me find myself through these small spaces into. Oh, this is really crazy. Anyway, so someone is calling me. Let me answer. I'm going to put them on loud. Hello? Hello? Let me call you back in about 10 minutes. Alright. This is the old taxi park. Also, it was redeveloped, and nice signages from MTN. MTN holding through. Again. Okay, I have to find a way of exiting this old taxi park. And I'm going to just go through, showing you some of the stages. The stages on the old taxi park tend to go outside Kampala much as some stay in the city. This is a big stage. I suppose there is an A stage. I see Entebbe stage. Where the E went, I don't know, but I see Entebbe. Asitende Chikala Namulanda Saita Bazili. These are some of the normal transport fares on normal days, but right now I think probably 3 or 4 times as much. Street vendors, more people. Now Entebbe is very interesting, has a lot of people going there. So this whole crowd are waiting for the taxis, which is a bit hard. So there might even be fights around here just to get taxis. But that's that. Let me just take you up and show you the rough area view of the old taxi park from where I think I might give you a little bit of history about the old taxi park. Anyway, let's run through. I'm looking for stairs, so I see them in the distance. Welcome to Kampala, Uganda. It's a very beautiful city with lovely people, great foods. And someone is telling me they shouldn't steal my phone, but then again, the rate at which I'm moving, I think it is very hard for a phone to be stolen. I am born in the city. I believe I can do well by city standards in terms of knowing how to watch out. So I'm ascending the stairs, and let me go over there and give you a glimpse of the new old taxi park. Where can I best stand? Okay, let me head in this direction. I see into space from where I can show you the old taxi park right here. Yep. So this is a better view of the old taxi park. Old taxi park. So in case you yeah. And now the signage is showing you where you have to go have been retouched. And that's Kampala Uganda, the taxi park has this 14-seater cars to get to near and averagely distant parts. For very distant parts, you need a bus. It's much better, no stopovers. But the old taxi park that we've arrived at here is the most central transport hub of the country. This dates back to 1960s. After a major 2-year renovation completed in 2022, now this is what we have. The park now features paved carpet surfaces. I believe you actually saw it, surrounded by a dense wall of commercial arcades. So many arcades right here that you may think you're in an arcade area. Anyway, it remains the ultimate symbol of Kampala's organized chaos, where thousands of commuters, traders, and thousands of individuals converge every hour, relentlessly displaying the urban energy of Kampala. Beautiful. And in case you're wondering, we are trying to head back onto City Square, the city center. And I think that's where I'm going to end this video. In case you're wondering, I'm on Button Street, and in the distance you'll see Mapera House. In case you're lost in the city, there are two places to ask for: City Square and up to recently Mapera House. It's a structure that no one can miss. So just direct them to City Square, Mapera. Anyway, we are going to reach there. More high-rise structures are coming up in Kampala. Oh, mostly vendors. Today I haven't bought anything because I have very little money. Anyway, Button Road. This should meet Lumu Street. Now Lumu Street is the crossing right in front. There, I'm going to weird merchandise. Shirts I can understand, clothes I can understand. But anyway, let's head. Sorry. Yeah, so Button Street. This building is being raised further, or being reconstructed, which is interesting. Now the famous or infamous Mikasa Cafe. Should you need second-hand security guards patrol, I don't know whether they are soldiers or LDU or policemen. I don't get it. But anyway, this is the eve to Christmas. Too much action still happening within the city. And thanks for being with me. Now, this intersection is where Button Road meets William Street. And you already saw William Street previously. Anyway, subscribe, shall bring you more such videos, informative, years and histories of some of these places. It's a delight that is through my lens, and I hope I do that in 3D. I see Button Mall. I suppose that person either said take advantage of Button Street, or that was one of the cheapest malls. So if you want to find out, let me subscribe videos. Anyway, Pioneer Mall. It was also just just one building without any floors, and now it's a very huge high-rise structure. Pioneer Mall. Kind of was rebuilt during COVID years. Okay. So since we want to end this video at City Square, let's speed preaching, last minute message, no Christ. So if you're not born again, please do give your life to Christ. Yep. Mapera House, the headquarters of Centenary Bank. It's a native bank, began as a rural development bank. Yeah. So here we are. This stretch probably might not even have a name, but it's leading us on to Kampala Road. More foot traffic around this area. I'm trying to avoid bumping into people, so I've decided to do this And yeah, watch out for motorcycle taxis. They just do as they wish, much as I too are crossing the way I wish. So it's a city where zebra crossings are more of a suggestion than the rule. Anyway, Kampala, and that's my Opera House. You can see Centenary Bank, and I'm walking like this to just show you City Square. In another video I shall originate from City Square, which I consider the informal center of the city, and head into the eastern parts or northeast parts of Kampala or its boundaries. Anyway, now that is City Square. Supposed to be an open space, but people don't actually sit there. I don't know why. So if you're lost in the city, find yourself at City Square, or get direct to City Square, and then direct the next person to City Square or Opera House. There are actually taxi stations that head to the eastern parts of the district of Kampala and also of Uganda. So let me cross over and end my video to stretch that is City Square. Anyway, this is it, and this is it. So the bus stops, the taxis are here. Then the City Square itself somewhere here. Now I need to walk. So in this case, you need public toilets. There are two of them, one this side and one that side. Right now there is no access, so it is sad that people have to rest here. I mean, it's better than nothing because this is highly disturbed and the grass is harder to maintain. That's not to say grass is not accepted. Anyway, thank you. See you in the next video as we start our journey from here. Ciao.